Hello everybody, and welcome to the Cosmic Monkey Sounds YouTube channel. This is the very first pedal review on the channel, and I welcome you. What you see in front of you is the EarthQuaker device's bit commander, and this thing kicks ass. Here's a quick sound sample of it. Should mention I'm using a PRS SE Custom 24 7-string to demonstrate for right now. I will be switching over to a bass shortly to show you some cool sounds with that. But anyway, the Bit Commander is an all-analog mono synthesizer built in Ohio, and it's got some cool features. Basically, these are different octaves you can choose from. 2 octaves down are the sub, 1 octave down, up 1 octave, and then the bass frequency. Not an actual bass, but, you know, bass. I'm just going to run you through the filter section real quick. So here's volume up, you know, just the original octave that I'm playing. So you can hear there's a slight distortion added to it. And as you can see, this filter goes from quite dark to rather bright. You can kind of use this thing as like a mild overdrive pedal if you'd like, just using the bass frequency and not using the octaves. So it's pretty fuzzy. It's like a fuzzy overdrive kind of thing. And then you add in these extra octaves, and you get a pretty you get a pretty cool sound. Basically, this is the sound of kind of like what a Moog accomplishes with its filtering in octave sections. But, you know, you're playing your guitar instead of a keyboard, if, you know, you're not a keyboard player, which, shame on you, you should be, but no. Guitar is cool. You can also take out the bass frequency and just use octaves. Gets pretty crazy. I apologize for my guitar playing, by the way. I'm not more of a bass player, and these things are a bit weird to me. But anyway, giving it a shot. What's really cool about this pedal is it's very sensitive to what you feed into it. So this is with my volume all the way up. Okay, and here's with it about a third down from that. So as you can see, the volume knob triggers more of the filter and more of the octaves. That's about halfway down. So if we go all the way up, you hear it's kind of gnarly in the top end. It's got that upper octave. We roll it down about halfway. It sounds a lot more contained. So you can kind of control the amount of distortion, kind of, with your volume knob, which is cool, and it gives you kind of a different. It's a little bit more contained and tighter of a sound too, which is cool. It also glitches out more and doesn't hold a note as long, like that, versus all the way up. And so on and so forth. There's just the way that these three knobs interact is very interesting. You can get a plethora of tones as it is from those, but as soon as you add in the volume knob, it's a whole different kettle of fish. It's really cool with harmonics. Doesn't know what to do, really. I dig it. And here's with the volume halfway down on this setting. All the way up. So as you can see, it's quite a versatile instrument in and of itself. I'm going to switch over to the bass and show you that, because it's quite cool. So I've swapped over to a P-bass type instrument. Not a Fender, but just as good, in my opinion. Here's my clean tone. Okay, and here's the Bit Commander. I want to turn down this because it's a bit too low. So it's a pretty gnarly stuff. One of my favorite things to do is crank up the sub and play like near the top of the neck. And by the way, this is with the volume all the way up, and I'm going to do it halfway. So you can kind of get some really varied octave sounds with it, and distortion sounds, which is really cool. I mean, that's the great thing about this pedal. Has so many cool octave synthesizer, fuzzy, glitchy things inside of it. You can really place this anywhere on your pedal board, and it's going to sound great. Personally, I like it after my first delay pedal. Just to delay before it just tends to like make it totally wig out. It's super cool. But in and of itself, it's still awesome. And this is just bass into the Bit Commander, then going direct in. So it's pretty cool. My only triumph with this pedal is that it does not have a mix control of any kind. I would have liked to have a mix control, just because I'm one of those kind of people. It's still super usable without one, but I think it could have maybe added, some extra sounds, which could have been useful for live stuff, especially as a bass player. It's sometimes good not to lose, that fundamental sound. But when I step on this thing, I know I'm going to be getting which is pretty gnarly. Anyway, EarthQuaker Bit Commander. Go check them out and go support EarthQuaker because they're awesome and make awesome pedals. And yeah, this is John from Cosmic Monkey Effects, and see you soon.